I'm joined now by Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan, who co-chairs the House Policy and Communications Committee. And Congresswoman, I guess the big question that we've been talking about this whole hour, what does the future of the Democratic Party look like now without Nancy Pelosi at the helm in Congress?
So, first of all, Nancy's still going to be here as a member whose wisdom and counsel is going to be listened to by many, and no one should underestimate just what wisdom she can bring to things. We'll see now things are beginning to shake out. I think it is very likely that Hakeem Jeffries will be running for minority leader and Catherine Clark is whip. I think there are a lot of conversations going out. People are making their phone calls, and we're going to have a very strong, diverse leadership that is going to be a team with the wisdom of those that have gone before them, because we will benefit from having both Speaker Pelosi, but Steny Hoyer and Jim Clyburn as part of that group that's going to be helping to guide us as we work hard to take the majority back in 2024.
Speaker Pelosi was always kind of the master of herding cats when the different ideological factions of the Democratic Party were getting crosswise with each other. I wonder, do you see the kind of ideological center of the party drifting in one direction or another, or kind of changing with Pelosi, again, not at the kind of at the helm with that tight grip on where the party was going?
So the thing that Nancy Pelosi did well was to understand all of the different factions inside of our caucus, the different dynamics. I think that this new group of people understand, the new likely leaders very much understand that we are a diverse caucus in many different ways, geographically, gender, 1,000 different issues. New Dems, CPC, and they're going to understand. I think everybody in the caucus has a responsibility to understand that we have got to pull together, listen to each other, and develop strategy that takes everybody's perspective into place. The good news is that Nancy Pelosi has made it clear that she wants to stay here and help during this transition, and I think we got good, smart people. They're going to be running for these senior leadership jobs, but we're going to have the benefit of someone who's not going to be afraid to kick someone in the ass if they think they need to be listening to somebody.
We could say that on streaming. Congresswoman, you talk about the diversity of the caucus and of this new leadership team, but I see Hakeem Jeffries from New York, Pete Aguilar from California, Catherine Clark from Massachusetts. From a Michigander to a Texan, what about the vast middle of the country where Democrats have sometimes struggled to reach people?
So let me be very clear. I am a candidate for vice chair of the caucus, and you just gave my #1 reason for running, because it is middle America where races are won or lost. We showed you in Michigan that when you pull together and you listen to everybody, you can. We won up and down the ticket. And I will be running for vice chair with the hopes that we will have somebody from middle America who has to understand that there are a lot of working men and women, union workers, who are worried about their future, and that we have to listen to them. But we have done very well in the last few years, bringing the environmentalists, the unions, and even the OEMs, the car manufacturers, for those together on issues. So it will be important that that voice is heard in leadership.
Michigan was kind of the Democrats' Florida in this midterm. It was the state that shone the brightest for the party in this midterm. What did you learn in Michigan that the rest of the country needs to figure out from a Democratic Party perspective?
That we understood that there were different perspectives, and that you brought everybody to the table, that you went into that union hall and talked to the union worker that's worried about their job, that is concerned about inflation, increased gasoline prices. I think there were 3 things on the ballot in Michigan. Inflation was one, but choice was clearly another. People that had values, people that believed a woman had a right to make her own medical decisions. And 3, democracy was very clearly on the ballot by the time Election Day came.
And speaking of Michigan, you're working on an effort to try to move Michigan up in the nominating process for president. I'm looking at a letter in which you write, Michigan is one of the best places to pick a president. Key groups that Democrats need to persuade and turn out to win in national elections are the backbone of our state. Michigan is the most diverse battleground state and a microcosm of America. Iowa did not acquit itself particularly well in the last election cycle. How confident are you that Michigan is going to move up, maybe substantially, in the nominating process for the next president of the United States?
I think Michigan remains a purple state. Nobody can take it for granted. I'm working very hard on this issue as the DNC, the Rules Committee, meets again next week. I think we need a state where all the candidates can be seen by the diversity of what you just talked to, from urban areas to rural areas, manufacturing, union households. And I think we've made a very good case. I think we are definitively made it to the second round, and talking to a lot of people, we are very much in the mix, and it is my intention for the next 10 days to keep making that case hard, because we will determine. And by the way, it's good for Republicans too. It's a good place to have a presidential primary because it does reflect the diversity of this country, and you go to states that don't have what all the issues are in the general election, you don't get the strongest candidates.
I think it's a compelling argument, Congresswoman. We'll see what the rest of the party thinks. Thank you very much for making time today.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.